You know what it is, black and snurdy, black and snurdy, black and snurdy, black and snurdy.
You know who it is, black and snurdy, black and snurdy, black and snurdy, black and snurdy.
Odie, Maurice, Odie, Maurice.
Maurice, Odie, Maurice, Odie.
Black and snurdy, black and snurdy.
Black and snurdy, black and snurdy.
Hey, oh.
Yes, Mo?
Are you ready?
Let's go!
Black and snurdy, black and snurdy, black and snurdy, black and snurdy.
It's the Black and Snurdy Podcast with Odie and Maurice.
Hello! We're back, friends. Here we are. I'm Odie.
And I'm Maurice.
And this is the Black and Snurdy Podcast.
Okay. I was looking for a different drop, and then I accidentally pushed it twice. It's okay.
The more horns, the better.
Yeah. How you feeling today?
I'm feeling pretty good. I'm a little tired.
Not at being tired, just
Yes. No, I'm feeling good. I went out yesterday. And stayed out. And then, of course, it's Labor Day weekend, so there was Juve. And
Did you partake? Well, partake. Did you
participate in the Juve?
Yeah.
Well, not really. Well, one, the parade was canceled.
Yeah.
But
Which is a travesty.
Yeah, but I mean, on one hand, like,
It's just not Labor Day until I get stabbed. Jokes.
that's not a good joke.
Jesus Christ, my
Not a
bad.
good joke.
Okay.
Just because it's Labor Day.
I always go.
Does not
I always
mean
have a
people
fun
get
time
hurt,
until it get
okay?
canceled, until it's not happening anymore. So
No, they canceled it because of obviously this Panini Press, but there was still some people out for Juve. I mean, I'm glad that there weren't that many people, but it was definitely dead. I mean, in recent years, Labor Day has been. Oh, sorry. I told you I was tired.
yeah, apparently.
But it's early in the day. It's light out while we're doing this.
I know that's
So
it's bizarre how much difference a recording session can be made when there's just simply like sunshine coming through the window. I was tired because I did go outside to see if Juve was happening because I could hear it like right where I am. I'm like on the parade route. So usually I can hear them getting ready from like midnight. But I thought it was all canceled. But then last night I woke up, it was like 4 a.m. maybe. Yeah.
And I was hearing all these like drums and music. And I was like, oh, well, maybe they're outside. So I did go out a little bit. And it wasn't like a big crowd, which I was glad for. But it also was like, dang. Like, people are really not out here because of, they're afraid. But it was good. I'm glad there weren't that many people because I wouldn't have wanted everyone in the very high demographic of possible dying to be out in droves, breathing on each other.
You know what? The funny thing is, like, I was about to ask you, do you think it was because of the after effects of the tropical storm that just hit us? But in my mind, like, for some reason, I completely forgot about this whole fucking variant running around as a reason, which makes a lot of sense. So
Jonathan Majors is just running all up and through the building. But it was cool. I mean, I didn't get back into the house until like 7-something, but that was because I told you my little sister moved in.
Yeah,
because she's going to college.
Shout out to her for going to college.
Yes, shout out to her. And so she had gone out. I didn't realize that. Well, I knew she was out, but then I went out to see the parade, and I didn't know she got back home. And I had forgotten to tell her, like, oh, I went out. So when she came home, she locked up the way we usually lock up, and so that means the top chain was on the door. So I had to wait for her to wake up to unlock the door.
You didn't have your phone on you, did you?
No, I called her.
Oh, okay.
But she just was
dead
sleeping.
to the world.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So I just went. My 1 hour little walk around the neighborhood turned into a 2.5 hour walk around the neighborhood.
Wow.
And I didn't get back into my bed until like 7 something. So I'm still tired. It's pretty late. I slept until maybe 11 because we had day off today, but Still tired.
No, I get it. And I'm also, for some reason, oh my goodness, we can't both be sitting up here yawning.
Well, I'm sorry I yawned and started it off, but you don't yawn anymore.
Thank you, because that's how that works, right? All you have
Yeah.
to do is just tell me not to do it.
Yep.
Okay, well, I will clench my muscles in my face together and stave off the one that's clearly coming. Okay. But that's good. I mean, it's good that you eventually, clearly, you got back into your house.
Yes, clearly.
Sorry that you didn't get enough rest, but maybe just doing this podcast will be somewhat refreshing.
Yeah, I feel like it will.
Yeah.
So, do you want to jump into this week's episode?
Sure do. Let's break it off with a little bit of that pop culture. It's never not going to be funny. It's never not going to be funny. I love it. In fact,
you get so much enjoyment from
I
that.
really do. So, so start us off. Where do you want to go? What do you want to start with?
I was talking because I was about to start, and then you start talking. So
cool. So then I still ask the question.
Well, one, we had, unfortunately, this Hurricane Ida came through the tri-state and was fucking shit up.
Mm-hmm.
With a lot of rain and a lot of flooding. And, of course, our crumbling infrastructure could not handle it. And I think they said at least 41 people or 43 people in, like, the tri-state lost their life. Whether it was because they were living in the basements that are illegal,
mm-hmm.
and these were flooding, or they were stuck in their cars and there was flooding, or just their power outages and things like that.
There was all those videos of like the subway trains being extremely walls of water, like
craziness
coming down on the train systems.
And I don't know about you, but I felt like we did not get early warnings the way we did with the last storm we had. What was it, Henry?
Well,
that we had recently.
As far as we did, I don't know about you, I did get a shit ton of those alerts, but it was late at night.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. We got them late at night. We didn't get them if the storm started at 6 o'clock.
Yeah,
I didn't get any of those until maybe 7 or 8.
Right.
Whereas usually I was getting more alerts from Con Ed and Optimum telling me from days before.
Yeah.
Oh, storm's coming. We're working on making sure you guys are good.
Mm-hmm.
But I didn't get that from New York City, which I think that we should have. And not to say that this would have stopped people from being outside, because that's not true. Obviously, can't even stop people from being outside, and there's a pandemic going on.
Yeah.
But I wonder how many people, because of that those late text messages, didn't think about leaving to go home early on the train, and then ended up being stuck. Some people were stuck on that train until 2, 3 in the morning.
Yeah, and I know it can't be helped for those who have to work in the city, who have to work
mm-hmm.
late, who have the graveyard shifts or the night shifts and stuff. That kind of stuff, I don't know, I don't know how that could be helped. Maybe unless the companies or whatever the jobs are
I think
saying,
that it's
hey, go home early because there's a big ass fucking tropical
when we have a
storm
snowstorm
coming.
And they start sending out those alerts about, buses are going to be stopped. Usually when you're working, if you're at most jobs, not all of them, because some of them are pretty shitty, but they'll be like, okay, go home because of X. I don't think that they alerted us early enough, and it's not saying it's their fault that anyone died, because at the end of the day, it's a natural disaster. You cannot help how much water is going to be on the roads,
mm-hmm.
And things like that. But it just really showed the cracks in our infrastructure, and I'm just like, y'all need to get this shit together.
That's when I first moved here, I think within the year or two, it was that was Sandy, I believe, when I first got here. And the R train, that train for a long time did not go to Manhattan.
Yeah.
Because of the crumbling infrastructure that the storm had fared. And I thought that they had made all of the improvements and stuff. Nope. our train is back to. Nope. It's back to being shut down again because of this damn storm.
Well, our train system is very, very old. They have not been updating it the way they should because it'll take a lot of time and a lot of money. And, like, to close Penn Station, you are going to need to redo stuff. You're going to need to like close Penn Station for, like, let's say a week, right? And the amount of people that go in and out of Penn Station like a day, is something crazy. It's like 1 million or 2 million people or something a day. So you can imagine how much money they would lose in a week time. But I'm like, I feel like we would be able to do it if you get people, you hire enough teams, you just have each team of 8 hours and rotating shifts.
Yeah.
And make sure the people are doing the work. I don't think that we would have as many issues getting these things done quickly. It's just that we don't really use our resources to the best of their ability.
Not at all, and not at all. Yet they hike up the fares every single goddamn year.
Every year.
Do you think there's gonna be a bubble on that when it'll burst? It'll be like $40 for.
Well, I think
ride?
at a certain point you can't have it, but so much. Like I personally cannot see the train and the bus go like the regular one going past.
Like what? $5.
$5, yeah. I can't even see it going past. Even $5 to me is a lot.
That's high.
I could maybe see like $3.50.
It's already at like $2.75.
Because it's at $2.75, yeah. But I can see maybe $2.50 or $3.50. I mean, $4. But given $5, we could start getting really crazy because, like, I can't imagine going from Atlantic Terminal to Canal Street, which is 2 stops, and paying $5
and justifying it. You know,
yeah.
Like I personally can't. I'm already like, thank goodness that like they at least like have like those transfers or whatever like that where it's quote unquote transfer, okay, where you know you put it in there and it shows that, but like even still like that's. Ugh,
I mean,
too much.
The
Too much.
only reason I feel like they would have had to really update these trains to be so freaking efficient, like basically coming to your door and picking you up for people to be okay with it being $5. I can't imagine that. But I really hope whatever their money is that they put into infrastructure, and also like whatever we need to do with climate change, we just need to do it, because I saw those tornadoes in New Jersey and I was freaked the fuck out. Like, do you ever saw that movie Twister with Helen Hunt?
Yeah.
I remember I saw that when it came out in the movie theaters with my dad. It was one of his weekends. And I liked it, but I also remember being terrified, like, oh, shit. Yeah. Tornadoes really are a big deal.
And then there was a tornado warning that came.
But I remember people saying, like, oh, you don't have to ever worry about that. Tornadoes don't come over here. And you're a liar, because look at how close this tornado was to us.
Was it in Jersey or something?
It was in Jersey. It was in southern Jersey, but it was still Jersey, which is close enough to us to be impacted. If a tornado can come to Jersey, it can come to New York.
Yeah, exactly.
And
right over there, just tornado getting on the path.
Right. And it's like, tornadoes just a lot of destruction. They're scary. You really can't do much to get away from them. Yeah. I would say if I were to rank the worst type of natural disasters, I feel like it's like earthquake, volcano, tornado.
Now, wait. As far as like from the most scariest to least scariest?
Yes. Because a hurricane, you can find some sort of shelter, and also like you can even if it could be a bad hurricane, but you could still generally find shelter.
I was about to question you, but then I'm like, you travel enough that you may just be near a volcano. That's like your second.
Because they're scary, and you can't. These rankings are based on the likelihood that I could get out of the way of this natural disaster.
Right.
You cannot. What are you going to do if there's lava? First of all, it shoots up into the air. Mm-hmm. So, and the ash shoots up in the air. So you can't even really say you could fly out, because you might end up crashing, or a magma ball flies into your plane. Mm-hmm. You can't necessarily always get into a boat, because sometimes the water is really,
The
really
water
hot.
gonna get hot from the lava.
And the lava is still going to somehow shoot up and fall into the boat.
And just like you said, even if you somehow find a way to outrun the lava, there's smoke in the air. Like, now you got black lung.
Exactly. Earthquakes,
not
the
fun.
ground is literally opening up and eating you. And a tornado is the wind coming down and erasing the world around you.
Earth, fire, wind, and is there anything for water? Hurricanes. Okay.
Yeah, but hurricanes are not, like, hurricanes are scary, and of course we know that they can do a lot of damage, but we also know that when you go, if you are in certain areas where they've actually ensured the infrastructure is good, like uptown Central Park. Central Park had a whole lot of rain. I think the rain was the highest it was in like a 500-year like trajectory of like how much rain fell in Central Park. But they didn't have flooding the way that we had flooding in Brooklyn, the way that they had flooding in the Lower East Side or in the areas that are gentrified but are still not that are still pretty black and brown. Like those places that were getting flooding are not the places where the money is. That's not where the money resides.
Yes.
If you were anywhere where the money resides, more than likely you're going to be good when it comes to pretty much any natural disaster, because they're going to ensure that you're good.
Yeah.
But that's why those three are ranked that way. And I just want to say, if there's a tornado in New York, I'm leaving.
Yeah.
I'm not staying here.
You are getting the fuck out of here.
Getting
Where would you even go?
I mean, I don't know, but I can't stay here. I cannot. It's, first of all, we're already on an island.
Yeah.
We are it's a very precarious situation. Anytime water comes up, Long Island, which we're currently, we're on, obviously in Brooklyn, it's only 20 miles long and 10 miles wide.
Yes.
So that means really anything out of the ordinary, anything strong, we're all gonna get fucked up.
Right.
And we're closer into the middle of the island, or like we're the middle, towards the middle. So yes, we don't get as bad of flooding like where I am right now, but a lot of other parts of Brooklyn do, and I'm just not here for it. We don't have enough places to comfortably hide. I mean, my building is a pre-war building, so I think the foundation's pretty good. But we don't have like a storm cellar. Well, we kind of have like a little thing. These are the things that I don't have to think about. And I'm just tired. Climate change fucking sucks. Everyone, please turn your lights off. Get some.
Stop. Turn the water off when you're brushing your teeth. Come on.
Put down the aerosol cans.
Recycle.
Core these and like, people. I remember when I was vegan and everyone was like, we need to do this to save the planet. It's not. Me as an individual,
okay,
yeah, I can do as much as I want, but it's really more these big organizations, these big corporations. They're the ones who have to cut down on the shit,
right?
Because me eating raw, planting my own gardens and picking stuff and eating it and da is awesome, right? I'm doing my small part, but it is exactly that, a small part. We need the big corporations to do their big part, and then we will reduce so much of the damage. And I'm just tired. It's like, I don't want to think about other things that are going to happen next. And I'm already so tired of this year. And we're, 2022 is so close.
I know. Do you want to take like a quick breath, like just woo-saw real quick? Because this isn't grinding, right? This is pop culture.
I'm sorry. There's just so much bullshit happening. But yes, okay.
It's okay. It's all right. It's okay. I didn't mean to get you riled up.
I'm woo-sawing. Okay, what else? Oh, well, and then also we have some sad news.
Yeah. This just happened not too long, or at least we found out not too long ago.
Yeah,
right?
Michael K. Williams, the actor who was in The Wire, most recently Lovecraft Country, passed away at 54 years old. They didn't have a cause of death, so because it just happened. The only information was that his family found him in his home, and there was drug paraphernalia was in the home. So I don't know if he was struggling with anything like that, but it's very sad, and we're sending love to him and his whole family. and praying that his transition was smooth and peaceful.
And we were just on this podcast not too long ago talking about his tribute to DMX.
What is going on every time?
I wonder if we
stop talking about these people because I'm
gonna stop talking about them altogether. Apparently, because this is like some weird. This is now the fourth time this has happened. It happened with DMX. It happened with DMX. Like, ugh. So,
and he's only 54.
Yeah,
like, that's such a young age.
That's a young age.
So young. Like I just want black men to grow up and live long lives. Now, he had a very long, full life. For the, he had a full life. He had a very successful career. He had a lot of philanthropy and everything that he was doing, which was beautiful. And he really, I feel like he really...
he was pretty prolific for
such his career. I feel like it started with The Wire, or it started going off from The Wire on. But when it's like I don't think he was in the industry for maybe 20 years or so.
Yeah, which is a relatively short amount of time to be in the industry.
Because usually,
I think he started late too. He didn't start when he was young.
He was a grown man when he started, and it's like to think about, most actors, even if they've had a career for 20 years, it may have only been in the last 5 years they're really getting these big roles. And I feel like for him, he has always been in a lot of different things. Yeah. But I feel like more recently he was getting really getting the shine that he deserved because of just all the different projects he was doing and really getting to see him a lot more. So I hope that, his family and friends and everyone are doing okay. I mean, it's just really sad, and I'm praying for him, and, he's an ancestor now.
Yeah.
What you gonna do about that besides just... pray for people, love up on your people, because you just never know what's going to happen.
Yeah, give people their roses while you can. And as far as, black men are concerned, I'll just say what I always say, supplements, your vitamins, your, drink lots of water, take your sups and your meds, and just, just watch out for yourselves. There's nothing wrong with just a little bit of self-care, because we want our people, men, women, all of us, to live long, healthy, rewarding, luxurious lives, so that they can collect as many roses as they can while they're on this earth.
Exactly.
So yeah.
But now moving on to some other men in entertainment that have been doing things. It's a very male-heavy week we're having. I
know, and also that's a very solid segue. Some men who are doing things.
They're just doing things. Now, this is probably going to be the most that I talk about this person that we're about to mention. But this man named Kanye West apparently has an album out called Donda. I don't know what it sounds like. I am not going to find out what it sounds like. I have no interest in knowing any of the lyrics of any of the songs. I don't care.
Okay.
I don't. But I know that people do care. There's been a lot of controversy. He's just been, all of it, everything about it. Someone was saying he was doing a seance. One of the songs, which I'm I don't even, as much as my curiosity is piqued. I think it's something about a song about his mom where they're saying her name a bunch or something.
Donda.
No, I don't want to.
That's the first track.
I don't need to. We don't need to hear it.
Okay, I'm not. Okay. Fair enough. Fine. Right.
But the he and Drake were having this whole petty lovers quarrel. Which I feel like was just manifested. Yeah, I think manifested is a good word.
Yeah.
For ratings and for both of them to get their particular groupies to be writing for them and bigging up the songs. I honestly don't think that they care. I think we talked about last time when they had about the beef, and like Kanye putting out Drake's address,
Yeah.
something like that. I feel like all of it is just very
It's
contrived.
all
and-
like marketing. It's essentially
Yeah.
just all one elaborate marketing scheme
Yeah.
in one way, shape, or form. Like when Drake dropped the track list on a bunch of billboards, Kanye put up a bunch of Donda billboards in Toronto in Drake's hometown as like a response. And it's just like
You
little.
guys have a lot of money to waste.
It's little bits of pettiness back and forth to ultimately, like, they both debuted at like number 1 and 2, and their projects are being like listened to a lot, especially over this Labor Day weekend and stuff. I listened to both albums, right? I listened to the Donda and Certified Lover Boy, and like, both of them, they're exactly what you would expect from the artists that put them out. Like, it's not earth shattering. It's not like groundbreaking stuff. It's not like, oh my God, they both put out classics and stuff like that. Like, this is what I would say about Kanye's album. With Kanye's album, like, it's fine. He's still doing a sort of like gospel rap thing, so chances are I'm probably not going to be like bumping any of his stuff like that, quite frankly, because if I want to listen to rap and if I want to listen to gospel, those mediums exist. I'll just like put on those separate playlists instead. And then as far as Drake, look, I've said this for a really long time. He makes albums so that the lyrics can be put up on Instagram, be used as like Motivation Monday type stuff,
Yeah.
So he's still doing that. That's fine. Like I imagine that someone somewhere is probably like, putting his lyric on a pillow or something like that, just to be like, yes, this is me, my time. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
so they're albums. They're albums, okay? Like, if they're playing, I don't know if they're gonna be playing out where I'm gonna be hanging out, because I hang out at a wrestling bar. But if I hear them, I'm just gonna be like, okay, cool. But like, it's not what I'm gravitating towards at this point right now. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think the album has done really well for Kanye. The New York Times said that this album is the biggest opening of the year so far. It's at number 1. That this is his 10th solo studio album, and it has the equivalent of 309,000 sales in the U.S. in its first week out, more than any other album in 2021, according to MRC data. And the total for Donda includes 357 million streams, a weekly record for the year, and 37,000 copies sold as a complete package. Which, I mean, people are listening to it. But
and if it's not for you, it's not for you. Like, I'm not about to sit up here and be like, "Oh, Odie, you're missing out," or something like that.
The thing is, that's not
like,
for me. Only reason it's not for me because he's not for me anymore. Like, I'm not interested in hearing anything he has to say. So it's like, what's the point?
So does that mean that we could? Did you see that thing on Instagram that was floating around of just like, oh, so now that Kanye has Donda, can we uncancel Chrisette Michele? I think.
Yeah, I did see that, and I think honestly,
that's an
I
interesting
think
point.
that is a very interesting point, and I've heard people say this before about Chrisette Michele, that like, yes, she did something that was shitty.
Specifically, like, what she do?
She sang
performed
at
the inauguration
Trump's
for
inauguration.
Trump, right? Yeah.
And it's like, she has quote unquote been canceled, and people were withdrawing their support, which I feel like that's part of accountability. If you do something, people can respond to it whatever way they deem fit.
Right.
So that's fine, but I do think that there has to be levels to it. Like, if Kanye did the same thing, if not worse, because he was just doing so many more things to
I would say his was actively more damaging. I'm looking at it now. I see. His shit was more damaging.
Yeah.
Like running against Joe Biden just to like
Exactly.
siphon off like stuff, and just like holding weird ass rallies in a bulletproof vest, talking about how he almost
And with
aborted his
millions
child
of people.
Yeah, he using his platform extremely recklessly. Whereas, she just took a gig. She just took a gig.
She did a gig. She didn't. She's she thought whatever her reasoning was behind it. I remember at that time, she just didn't think about it, and her response was probably not the best for everyone because everyone was really angry. But at this point, I always say, okay, someone did something wrong. Fine. So now, after they do that thing wrong and they apologize, what are they doing differently? Is the way that they're moving different than before? If yes, then I think we can move forward and that I can give them that grace. I think that she should, continue to make music if that's what she would like to do. Put it out and people support her if you want. I think that sometimes we hold Black women to such a higher standard. And it's not, I think that what happened to Chrisette Michele is what I feel like should happen. You do something shitty, people don't like it, they withdraw their support to show they don't like it. You're supposed to then learn from it and do something different and then move forward that way.
Sorry, my family group chat are just now
up?
realizing that Michael K. Williams passed away, and so it's a bunch of those text messages that are coming in. Sorry, I didn't mean to distract.
No worries. But yeah, that was it. I just think that she should be given another chance to show that she's learned and she's grown, and then just take it day by day in whatever way. If you don't want to listen to her music anymore, you don't have to. But I don't think we have to keep vilifying her to this as this monster when we're allowing these other Black people, specifically Black men, to get away with doing things that are more subversive, and they're getting no backlash. Or, sorry, not that they're not getting a backlash because people are talking about it, but they're not pulling their money away from him. Because when the groups I'm in on Facebook and the responses I'm seeing on people on Twitter and across social, they're listening to this album, they're calling it the greatest, they're telling people that, they're overreacting.
They really memories apparently are short. We really did forget about, well, I didn't, but I said that I didn't, even though I've only listened to it once, okay? I wanted to check it out. I'm not going to lie. But I never forgot the fact that he was walking around with that disgusting, ugly-ass hat for a long-ass time, talking about, it's my superpower. This is my,
and that
when I wear this.
Was a choice.
Yeah, and
I mean, regardless of the other stuff, slavery is a choice. And then that Harriet Tubman wasn't trying to get people to be free. She was trying to get them out so that they could work for the white man or whatever bullshit she said. Just those are the things that I'm good on you. Yeah. I am. I'm good on you. I'm not really interested. We don't have to do anything.
He has so much money, and this is, I always say this, he has so much money, a lot of this could just be even if you chalk up all of this to it's the, it's Kanye West, he does this for publicity or whatever like that. Yeah, the person who does stuff like this for publicity's sake or for sensationalization or whatever like that still has enough money to see a goddamn therapist to get to the root of why he feel the need to go to sort of extremes like this. It's there's levels of genius, and then there's also just being hey, I'm now in my 40s or 50s. I don't know how old he is. He's not in his 50s. He's in his. He has to be in his 40s. Yeah, I'm in my 40s, and I am running around doing all of this bullshit and hanging out with fucking Marilyn Manson and all this other bullshit. What is the root? Why? Come on, you got all the money in the world. If my therapy is only $30, and my therapist is dope as fuck, man. Go get some help and drink some water.
Yes. Yes, all of that. Now, moving on to, we mentioned Drake's new album. I listened to it. I thought it was pretty good.
Yeah.
And then after I listened to it, I went on Twitter, and I saw there was a whole controversy happening because Drake allegedly not allegedly, there's an R. Kelly credit on the album. I was very confused because I was listening. I was I listened to this. I didn't remember hearing any R. Kelly music or anything like that.
Yeah.
So apparently, I'm gonna read something that one of the producers on the albums wrote.
Yeah.
So one of his producers, his name is Noah Shebib, Shebib. And he was talking about why they had to credit R. Kelly on the song TSU. So it says, on a song called TSU, at the beginning is a sample of OG Ron C talking. Behind that, faintly, which you can't even hear, is an R. Kelly song playing in the background. It has no significance. No lyrics are present. R. Kelly's voice isn't even present. But if we wanted to use Ron C talking, we were forced to license it. Doesn't sit well with me. Doesn't sit well with me. Let me just say that. And I'm not here to defend Drake's lyrics, but I thought I would clear up that there is no actual R. Kelly present, and it's a bit misleading to call him a co-lyricist. It's kind of wild because I was just reading It's kind of wild because I was just reading Baby Girl by Kathy Landoli, and the recounts of some of that stuff is horrific and disgusting. Then I saw this post and had to say something because to think we would stand beside that guy or write with him is incredibly disgusting.
Well, here's the thing. Oh, is there more?
I was just going to say that the lyrics people were referring to is him, I believe he said like the strip club, high school parking lot is a strip club or something like that. And people were like, this is the problematic part of Drake because, people have complained in the past about him texting Millie Bobby Brown and some other younger women who they felt were, not old enough to be talking to him because they weren't legal.
Yeah. He's got some fuckboy energy to him, but also the weird problematic. There's being a fuckboy, and then there's also being like
pedophile.
Yes. Yeah. Fucking pervert.
Those are
type shit. Yeah.
Yes.
What I don't understand is if you can't even hear it, if it's super fucking faint, like why
Because
not remove it out?
Well,
why use it at all?
I wonder if they just couldn't get that clip without it. Like without it being in there, I don't know. They couldn't have had the guy just re-record it or something.
That's what I was thinking. Like just like have him re-record, because like here's the thing. Because like when on the sample credits, some of the money does end up going to whoever holds the masters. R. Kelly, who is in the process of selling his masters, good luck to him. I don't know anybody who wants to go anywhere near that shit. Like, Lord knows if I had the money, I wouldn't. I would not at all. But even still, like, because he owns all his masters, he still makes money for any time his shit is sampled. So, like, technically speaking, he's making some, even if it's like a half of a percent. I don't know how it's divvied up, but he's still making something off of that.
Well, it does say a writing credit on a song entitles a person to a percentage of its royalties. Yeah. And failing to properly credit someone can mean a multi-million-dollar lawsuit. So I think that it's a slippery slope. I would probably try to have figured out how we could do it without him being on there in any short fame or fashion.
Or just don't credit him. He's currently being sued right now.
The thing is, I think that if they didn't credit him, say for the royalties he gets for this song, amounts to maybe, I don't know, $50,000 over the course of like 10 years or something like that.
Fine.
But if they could not credit him, he could easily sue and get even more money from them.
Right.
So, but I mean, they didn't have to use him. They could have used somebody else.
But do you think the dude who's trying to sell his masters in order to pay his legal fees for the current case is over here looking to possibly sue?
He would sue because he is trying to look for money. So why wouldn't I go to this cash cow?
Fair.
But I mean, like, then when I first heard about this, I was very pissed off because I just want to be able to enjoy this fucking album without having, like, that's why I'm pissed off at Kanye, because I can't just enjoy your work because of your fuck shit. And so when I listened to the album again, and I was like, I don't hear R. Kelly's voice on this at all. But so when I went and looked it up, it makes sense now why he was credited. However, that doesn't stop me from feeling just,
kind of icky.
Yeah, like it just feels icky. I don't want to hit. I don't want him to get credits for anything. I'm not interested in it. Like.
So now I can't. And I literally don't want to listen to that. What is it? That's TSU.
TSU. Yeah.
I don't want to listen to that.
I don't
song
even
now.
know what the song even says, but if it's like I could take that off and not listen to it. I mean, I listened to the whole album now twice.
Yes.
I feel like it was a very Drake's album.
Yeah.
Question though, do you feel like he should talk about things happening in the Black community more, or do you feel like he doesn't need to just because of the fact that his albums are centered around something very specific?
He's never been that artist, and so for me at least, it would be jarring to hear what he has to say and think. You would think with somebody with his he's one of, if not the biggest artists out there right now.
Yeah.
It would be great to listen to hear what he has to say about literally anything that doesn't have to do with saving some woman from the club life or some bullshit like that. That would be so great, right? Wouldn't that be just amazing to hear like something of substance from Drake at all that has nothing to do with like hanging out with one of Future's ex-wives and just like
Ex-wives.
Sorry, ex-lives. I don't know.
What did you call them? Slides?
No, I said lives.
Oh, okay. I'm like, is slides a new term?
No, well, actually, I think that does work, but I'm not trying
Like
to. I'm not trying to
slide
disrespect
in. Not
anybody
disrespectful.
right now.
No, we don't. We are praying for all Future's baby mamas because they need the Lord's hands on.
Lord knows they do. Lord knows they do.
But no, I feel like Drake.
I just don't see
I
it
feel like in
happening.
his
At this
older
point-
music, I do feel like in his older music, he did, like in the mixtapes and in like when he first came out from Degrassi and he was trying to show how hard he was. I feel like he used to mention stuff, and now, like, not to say he needs to mention it because it's like, if it's not natural to you and you can't do it without being weird, like he's not Kendrick Lamar or J. Cole, so I don't expect that out of him.
At least Kendrick,
but say something. You
at
can't have you don't have an opinion, like, because
he's too rich. He has his own fucking airplane that he talks about in every fourth song.
All
he has his own Boeing. Like
he uses
I think
music
he's removed at this point. You know,
from across the diaspora. He'd be on his Jamaican stuff. Now he has Afro beats. I'm sure he's gonna be calling himself a Mecca or something soon. Like he always will be using music from like or Houston or something. Like you're always very tapped in to Black culture across the diaspora. You are a Black man. Mm-hmm. You are a light-skinned Black man, but regardless, like you have felt and been impacted by all the things that we are currently talking about, and I'm just curious as to, it's like no statement is kind of a statement. Like, I just don't feel like he cares. But
do you literally want to hear him just be
I
like,
don't.
I know you're lonely because of the Roni.
Oh, God. I do not. I don't. I don't want to hear that.
I just, you know what?
I don't know if I don't know what I want to hear.
There's Donald Glover, there's Kendrick Lamar, there's J. Cole. Like, we have our musical artists who, like, have that kind of content. I don't know if I necessarily want to hear it from Drake. And
yeah.
nor do I think I would believe it if he did,
I mean, it's just interesting
all of a
because
sudden turn into Common. Like, shout love. I was trying to do like a Drake Common combination. I can't. I don't even think I can. I just don't think it would. I don't think I would buy it. I don't know if I believe it. He's too rich.
This is true. I mean,
he just started talking about his son. I don't think he's gonna be talking about.
Okay, well, can we just talk? What did he say? He had to fuck. I had to fuck a lot of bitches to get this baby, or women to get this baby, and it's like, were you? I'm confused. Sometimes when he says things, I'm like, are you trying to be offensive? Because I don't understand. She told me I'm a lesbian, and I said me too. Like, what?
That
Drake?
was the corniest line ever.
What?
Like, that's the corniest
He
shit
said,
I've
it sounds
ever...
like those dudes when you're walking down Adams Morgan and they're like with your friend and they're like, hey, what's up? And you're like, oh, this is my girlfriend. Yeah. And they're like, oh, well, I like girls too. And like, okay, I didn't ask you for that, sir. Yeah. Who cares?
AKA a Drake song, a Drake lyric. Some of the half of the shit sounds corny, and then the other half is like stuff, like I said, that people will be using as Monday morning inspiration to go get the bag and say, I don't need these guys. Like, you know, like that's the music that he makes.
I don't feel like though.
If you read too far into them, you will know how corny they are.
I liked I would say the overall. There were no songs that I was like, oh, skip. But I also don't feel like
the one is kind of corny.
I don't know. I like that one. I like that one.
All right. Nope.
Like
Gotta get a big fat note from me.
I also need to watch the video because I saw some clips and they were doing like some down on bended knee boys to men in the sands. Corny. And as yet, I feel like
corny.
It's like a fun video. I feel like it's just fun. But I will say, I don't feel like on this album we did not get like a banger like what was the one with Issa Rae and Letitia Wright and Tracy Ellis Ross?
What was it? How does it go? Like, what was the name of it? Care for me, then it's all night.
Damn it.
And it's all good.
Whatever that song is, that was a banger.
Yeah, there's no Kiki
Non-stop
on this album.
Banger. Oh, Nice for What? That's the name of it.
Nice for What?
There we are.
It is. Yeah,
the last album, Scorpion, I had so many songs in there that I was like, oh, I love it.
Well, that's because that one was like 24 songs long, so of course it was going to be at least 5 different hits.
I just feel like on a Drake album,
was like 13.
You should still have it. Even if at 13, I should have one song where I'm like, oh, this is hot. I can't wait to play. Like, okay, Too Sexy is a cute song, but also I'm not like, oh, I'm about to play this while I'm like, I can't wait to hear this in the club. Like, nothing was making me super excited to hear. It's like if it comes on in the club, sure, I'd probably dance, whatever, get a little two-step in, but I'm honestly not moved by anything that they've said.
So far, the Rap Caviar playlist that I use that I listen to that gets updated thinks that as far as singles, they are gravitating towards Girls Want Girls, which corny.
That's the lesbian one?
Yes, Girls Want Girls. That's the lesbian one. Way Too Sexy. That's your favorite song, of course. TSU, which I'm never gonna listen to.
I don't even know what that one sounds like anymore, and I don't honestly need to listen to it again.
You know what? I did like the Fair Trade song with Travis Scott, but that's only because I'm more of a Travis Scott fan.
I can't even tell you what this is the thing. I can't tell you what any of them sound like except for Too Sexy. And that's because it had the little funny hook, and I remember the video. But
I wonder if it's one of those things where like we're just gonna have to figure out what's like based on whatever's playing outside.
I think that
you know what I mean?
Drake.
Like you go to a bar and I keep saying a bar. Like I am old. You go to like a
do people
lounge.
Not go to bars anymore?
No, but you go to like a lounge or something that's gonna play Drake. Not, you know.
It's good. He's getting into like, I feel like he's trying to make music for TikTok or something. I don't know. I'm just
probably.
I'm sure he's gonna have a video where it's like he's doing a dance and then can also one thing that that I get pissed off about now too with him. What the fuck is with this heart in your head? Take it out. Stop it.
Oh, he's a certified lover boy.
God, so stupid.
He has pregnant emoji women all over his art cover.
Stupid.
He's getting people pregnant.
Speaking of pregnant emojis.
That sounds like a slur. I don't ever want anybody be like, "Oh, speaking of pregnant emoji."
Did you see Lil Nas X put out his rollout for for Montero?
Weirdly enough, this is not where I thought this was going.
Did you see it?
Yeah, I did. I thought it was interesting.
Interesting, good or interesting bad?
I thought it was interesting. I thought again this was a troll. I thought it was a troll. I thought it was like
you saw Boosie was up at 5 a.m. to talk about him sucking dick.
Oh my god!
Boosie loves that is what Boosie has like a dick. Like you know how Batman had the bat signal. Mm-hmm. Boosie has a dick signal. Like he has dick dar.
He has
in his body, and anytime someone is talking about dick, he's like, "Where is it?" Where's the dick? And he then continues to talk about it. And when he say that, this is enough, you're going to be sucking dick on stage next time. Like, Boosie, do you want him to suck your dick on stage?
I think he wants to see it.
He's writing sexual fanfics in his tweets. That's what it is.
I don't know. Listen, there is something about Lil Nas X that is keeping Boosie up at night, and I don't know what it is. I can't put my finger on it. I don't understand why. Let this if you don't let this boy do whatever the fuck he's gonna do.
Boosie is 40 years old. Lil Nas X is 21.
He's a grown ass man.
Why are you so obsessed with him? I need somebody on Twitter was like they need Lil Nas X to do a Mariah Carey esque. Why are you so obsessed with me? And I need that to happen. I need there to be a Boosie lookalike who's there at the computer typing away anytime a Lil Nas X commercial or music video comes up, and then I just need it to happen because I know we've said before, the whole trope of these straight men who are constantly talking about gay men have to be DL and how that's problematic. But I seriously think that Boosie might be one of the men who.
Because why does he care so much?
Because it just is, and then also it kind of is it's kind of scary at this point that he's so obsessed with him. And my fear would be that Boosie would be so obsessed that he would try to hurt him, and not even in a jokey way, but remember?
Oh, you mean in
a Matthew Shepard type of way,
fucking Catcher in the Rye, that dude who killed John Lennon kind of way?
Yes,
some weird ass obsessive thing.
Remember, and you've heard the story of Matthew Shepard, and so many of these. Matthew Shepard was a young man. I want to say in Wyoming or something.
No, he wasn't the Democrat who in California.
No.
Okay, never mind.
He was a young man in Wyoming. This was in 97, 98. Mm-hmm. When he was out there, these guys found out he was gay, or I think just knew he was gay. They befriended him, and then they beat him and hung him up on that wall.
Yeah.
And left him to die. And that type of obsession with someone over anything, but especially when I think of cis men's obsession with gay people, and how that can turn deadly, even if it's not Boosie, but one of Boosie's people that are following him.
Yeah.
And that's the part where it gets to be kind of scary. Leave him alone.
Yeah.
Worry about yourself. And just why do you care so much? I really don't understand it.
Me neither.
But I'm just glad that Lil Nas X is just enjoying himself and being a big troll. But I will say that Boosie is not the only person who has had issues with Lil Nas X coming out and having this I don't. Can I speak words? Satirical? Is that a word? That's how you say it, right? Satirical. Thank you.
I literally wasn't just trying to hang you out to dry. I was trying to figure out what word are you trying to say and struggling with so that I could help you.
Thank you. But this trans rights activist, Pink Manta Ray, that's their name on IG. But when Lil Nas X posted up the photo shoot, they made a post on their page, and they were just saying that they felt it was transphobic, because a little snippet of what they said: my calling in of Lil Nas X here is about the critiquing his carelessness in not considering the trans masculine community, and that only. And it was a lot of discussion about that. Basically, because of the fact that men can get pregnant, Pink Manta Ray was saying that it was just not. He wasn't considering how that that joke or if he's thinking of it as a joke, could possibly be harmful. But then, interestingly enough, he posted he posted up another post yesterday, which was saying that his calling out of Lil Nas X was rooted in anti-blackness, because of the fact that he hadn't called back so many of these other white males who have done this, like Jeffree Star and I think Jamie Charles. I don't know if that's his name. But like there's James Charles, that, you know, black trans people and other black queer people had called him in and basically gave him some information as to why they felt it was anti-black. So you guys can all go and look and read that. But I thought it was an interesting critique. I'm not trans, and so I can never say whether this, like Pink Manta Ray said, he's not black, so he cannot say whether something is anti-black. Right. If people are calling him in and saying that, so I think it's both ways. I think that if there are people in the trans community who are saying that to Lil Nas X, hey, I think this could possibly be problematic, that's something for Lil Nas X to think about. Yeah. And then if people's call out of him seems to be one-sided, that's something to also realize. Yeah. I think we're all just like out here learning, and there's a lot of nuance that could be had. But also like that's not from even regardless of what my thoughts on it is really like doesn't really matter because I'm not a trans man. Right. So whether if I think that it was offensive or not, or whatever, I think that it's just like this is making a conversation that it's like you could think about it, and maybe people moving forward who are creatives, who are queer, whether they're gender nonconforming or not, of like how you're portraying things and maybe what nuances and context need to be around to not cause possible harm. But I think that's the point of like having call-ins versus calling out and like canceling. It's like you're just letting someone know, hey, I think this thing could have been done a little differently. But I'm glad that he both spoke his piece and said what he had to say, but also was able to check in on himself and be like, yeah, these are the things that I didn't do right, but let's also continue having the conversation in X way.
Yeah. And I would say that it has started a conversation, you know, and I personally am not a fan of saying that phrase because I've just worked in white circles where they enjoy saying that phrase. It's starting a dialogue, starting a conversation, and that conversation does not happen, or it does not continue, or there's nothing being started. So stop. Anyhow. But this actually, the fact that it opened up a dialogue, and then they went back and, you know, had like you said, the check-in where they learned about anti-blackness and how anti-black it actually was. That's how you learn, people. You can call something out. You can either call in on something, call out on something, and be very much ready and open and honest and ready to listen to whatever the feedback you're going to get. So there's a way to do that. I think this was done in a good way.
Me too. So we have like two small things that are actually like good news that we can talk about. Yeah. One, Cardi B and Offset. That's her husband, right? Yes. Okay. I can never remember between him and whatever the one is. What's the other one with the other like main
Takeoff?
Thank you. I can never. I'm just always like, which one is it? Okay. Or Quavo. She's not married to Quavo?
No. Saweetie was the one who was dating Quavo.
Okay.
Takeoff is saying, don't rope me into any of whatever the fuck they're doing. I'm just a really good rapper.
Okay. All right. So Offset and Cardi B had their baby. It's a boy. Get very excited for them. Baby Barty is here.
Baby Barty boy. A bouncing baby Barty boy.
Bouncing.
Say that.
Barty boy. I'm trying to see if they I don't think they didn't say that his name was here. They didn't put his name up yet, but I'm very excited for them. Did you know that Offset has 3 other children? He has a son that's 11 named Jordan. He has another son that's named Cody, who's 6, and then a daughter named Kayla. So obviously she's 6 too. So Kayla and Cody, don't say that they're twins. So just imagine.
Yeah, he has well, now he has 5 kids.
Well, now he has 5. Yes. So
I think they were on the cover art of his single album.
Yes, I do remember that. And didn't he have them all he had them all around him on the okay.
Yeah.
But didn't Future have an album like that too? I feel like Future did that, and there was 10 of them in the kid. He has
no.
He did. He had one like that.
Do you think? Wait, for real?
Maybe I'm just
I think you're conflating it because you know for a fact that Future has a fleet of.
And I feel like he did maybe he just did a picture.
It might. I think it because his album artwork has his kids nowhere in sight. Okay. Do you know how many kids that would be?
Oh, God.
Like a football field's worth of little Futures running around.
Well, we would like to say congratulations to you, Cardi, and Offset, and Culture. But the best part about their and the baby was born on Beyonce's birthday. Oh my God. What if they called the baby
Cardi Beyonce?
No. What if they called it Boyonce?
Boy.
Please, Cardi, name your baby Boyonce. Please. Please, Cardi, make it their middle name. I'm about to tweet her right now.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
I don't care. Be a hater all your life, okay? I want that baby's name to be Boyonce, and I want her to do it now. If they could name their baby Culture, they can name the baby Boyonce. I'm about to tweet her right now.
You can't even say it right. You're over here struggling to say Boyonce.
She's going to do it, and I feel it in my soul. I'm about to tweet her about it right now.
I'm not going to say Boyonce.
I'm about to. Boyonce, okay? That's it. I'm tweeting her. She's about to do it. I would like some credit. Thank you. Copyright it.
Beyonce.
Yeah, and Beyonce actually missed out on her son. She should have called him Beyonce. Why didn't she do that? I feel like that was a missed opportunity, Beyonce. Happy birthday, though. We love you, boo.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
Whatever. And then the next thing is, guess who's up for another versus?
Ooh, yes. I'm excited about this one.
Ja Rule and Fat Joe.
This one.
Clips, maybe not from New York. Is Ja Rule on that song?
Yes.
So they gotta do it.
That's Ja Rule's song. I got 100 because 100. Oh, here
I don't know why that Ja Rule is the person.
It was?
Like, I know Fat Joe's on it, and I know Jadakiss is on it.
Yeah.
But I would tell you 100% that I literally always, I never equate Ja Rule with being on that song. I never do, and I love that song.
But he has 100 clips. 100.
Every time I hear it, I'm like, I'm dancing to it. But when I think about that song, I don't think about him. I don't know what it is.
But he's from New York.
And
ain't that some shit? You come up with this song and nobody even remembers that you were on it.
I mean, sorry, Ja Rule.
That's worse than forgetting about Dre.
Well, we do want to forget about him.
Oh yeah,
bastard.
Yeah, he's over. Yeah, yeah. Anyhow, but no. Okay, so top 3 songs that you're looking forward to hearing in the verses.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I don't remember any Ja Rule songs.
Really?
I'm gonna look some up. I don't really remember them.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
What's my motherfucking name?
Are you really? Yeah, I'm sorry. I still don't remember them.
Do you trust me? Love me?
I'm gonna look them up right now. And
Down ass chick. Basically, half of Ashanti's catalog is just a bunch of Ja Rule songs.
Yeah.
Minus I was
Okay. Okay, let me see. So, I'm going to say I did like Always on Time.
Mm-hmm.
Put It On Me.
Mm-hmm.
All right, well, the New York song, but that's like the both of them, so they're probably going to do it together.
Yeah.
Living It Up. Down Ass Bitch, we're good. But like those, I'm not like that's.
I don't know if I want to hear Down Ass Bitch. That's too sad. That's like a slow one.
It is?
Oh, you're talking about the other one.
I thought that was a party song. This is what I'm telling you. I don't know.
I wanna be your bitch. I wanna be
What?
there for you. Isn't that how that goes?
What? I want to be your bitch? That's what he.
Isn't that how that goes?
I don't know. So this is why I'm telling you. I don't know. I don't know.
I'm mind you, I'm making a big assumption that that's what that is because when I was growing up during this era, I listened to nothing but the censored versions and stuff. So I assumed that anytime they said down ass chick, that in the uncensored one they were actually saying the B word. So
Oh, okay. Yeah, but possibly. I just feel like Fat Joe is gonna murder him.
Oh, for sure.
So these are the songs that I want to hear Fat Joe do. All the Way Up, Lean Back, What's Love.
Oh, you gotta play with. Well, Ja Rule's on that one.
Oh, okay. I like that one.
But
Get It Poppin'.
It is Fat Joe's song though.
I'm So Hood remix.
I'm so hood.
Hands around my waist. I want him to do the reggae version.
Is there a reggae?
I'm conflating that with "This Is Why We Heard." No, yeah.
This is why.
No, this is why we hot. Never mind.
Yeah, that's.
Just kidding. Just kidding.
I'm so hood. This is why we hot. Yeah, now I hear it. I hear it.
And then like I'm sure one of his songs, the songs he would have done with Paul, what's his name, Big Pun.
Yeah, of course.
I feel like I cannot tell you like Fat Joe is a rapper that I like, but he wasn't somebody that I was like, oh, let me like buy the albums. But I will say that I listen to more. I will be able to pay attention or really know more Ja Rule songs Fat Joe songs than Ja Rule's. And I also wasn't like this, I'm like Ashanti is cool enough.
For some reason, you just have this long-standing
not...
vendetta against Ashanti.
I don't have a vendetta. I just personally don't find that she has a good singing voice. And when we were in middle and high school...
Who did she go up against in the verses this year? Because I know she had one.
Damn it, who was it? Khalees? Khalees.
Was it Khalees?
Yeah, because I remember they was like... But Khalees can't really sing that well either, so...
What is...
I mean,
I need to figure out your
battle of the bad voices.
No. I need to figure out where your fucking barometer is.
Ashanti is beautiful.
There's Ashanti. There's now Khalees that you're throwing.
Oh no, I'm sorry, not Khalees. Keisha Cole. I love Khalees.
Keisha Cole.
It was not Khalees. It was Keisha Cole, and I love Khalees. Sorry, I'm so sorry, Khalees.
What's going on?
ADHD fucked that up real quick, and I just want to say
Keisha Cole.
Keisha Cole. Yes. Ashanti's beautiful.
Oh, but Keisha Cole's the one that you don't like.
She doesn't have a great voice.
You don't like her. You don't like Faith Evans. Yeah, look at this. So far, there's a track record of just 90s R&B.
I think that the songs that Faith Evans was on,
I know you like the icons like Janet Jackson.
Are good,
right?
The songs that she had by herself, I just don't personally find her voice that appealing.
Wait a minute. I just love what's something at you. You do like Janet Jackson though, right?
Of course I fucking love Janet Jackson.
You didn't jump at it though. When I was just like, I assumed that you like the icons. You just, oof. I don't know
Yes.
about you, my friend. I do not know.
I'm not, listen, Faith Evans and Ashanti both have Grammys. I don't have one of them. I'm just, I don't know if Ashanti has a Grammy, but probably closer to have a Grammy than me. I just personally don't feel like she could sing. And perhaps it was because, I think that my beef started with her in middle or high school. And she was always trying to be this, like, down-ass, thug-ass girl. And I was like, ma'am, you're from Glen Cove. Like, if you don't know where Glen Cove is because you're not from Long Island, it is a foo-foo, she-ass place. Regardless if you're white or black, if you live in Glen Cove, you have a good-ass school district. Like, you have a nice yard. You don't got to really worry about anything over there. So when she came out.
Self-travel? Like,
yes, I'm sure.
In the different neighborhoods.
As a Long Islander, I travel to lots of places, whether around Long Island, Brooklyn, Harlem, Manhattan, whatever.
So maybe she hung out in a
but that does not make you
grew
someone who is like a down-ass bitch. Like, you're not. You are just a Long Island girl who happens to like
never seen
thug dudes, you are
West
trying
Side Story.
to say that you're but like Ashanti and Remy Ma are two different women. Like, Remy Ma, completely down-ass bitch, yes. Okay. Ashanti's not going to jail for anything. If she's going to jail, perhaps it's because her boyfriend was doing fraud and she accidentally let him sign something over in her name.
Okay.
Like, that's the extent of her being a thug.
I'm gonna reel this in because I don't know if I could continue to listen to your slander.
Either way.
Do we have any more in the pop culture section?
I'm very excited to see Fat Joe. I think he's going to win, and he's going to also have amazing commentary afterwards, which is always my favorite part.
Yeah, that's gonna be fun. It's gonna be a fun versus.
Do you think they're going to do it in real life? Do you think they're going to do it in person like the way they do box?
They're definitely doing it in person, even though
COVID is in the building. God bless. COVID is in the building.
Say it again.
COVID is in the building. God bless. The COVID is in the building.
With that, we're gonna take a quick break because now I got it. I've isolated it. I might actually be able to come back with it.
But all right, we'll be right back with some more shenanigans.
You're listening to the Black and Snurdy Podcast.
We now return to the Black and Snurdy Podcast.
And we're back from outer space.
I was about to sing.
Oh, sorry.
It's okay. No, it's fine.
What were you going to sing?
I was gonna do you make me wanna leave the one I'm with and start a new relationship with you, and this is what you do. Thinking about it and all the things you don't know when you make me. Yeah. Everything between us, you were like my best friend. Someone I used to run and talk to, but me and my girl was having problems. Used to say it'll be okay, suggest some nice things I should do. When I come home and I lay my head down and think about you. This was all right. Time out.
Right.
It's only one-sided, right?
What do you mean?
Because he's talking about how like he wants to be with his friend or whatever. At no point does it make it seem like the friend wants to be with him.
I don't know, because I feel like
at least through the lyrics, it only sounds like it's only his side. I think.
I think that's isn't that usually how like it goes? Like, you only hear something through one person's side, but I would assume it would be safe to say that if he's feeling all of these things, that perhaps the friend is giving him vibes. Because remember the video? He was dancing with the girl the whole time, and she was like giving my. So
I
I'm
thought
like,
he was dancing with himself. Because like, wasn't he like?
He was
there's
dancing
four
with
of
that
him?
girl.
Was he?
At the end, it was 4 of him when he was with the chair routine.
I don't know why I'm
All right,
acting
yeah,
it out right
yep.
now.
I wish
no
people
one
could see
can
you.
see it.
I wish people could see you. When we finally get our Patreon and have the recordings, I'm going to be very excited
Yeah.
for people to see the shenanigans.
Me too.
But
By the way, hit the till button.
COVID is in the building. God bless. The COVID.
Oh, shit. I fucked that up. God damn it. I fucked up that drop. All right.
What did you do?
I don't know. God damn it.
Hey, it happens.
You know what it is? All right. I figured. I know what's wrong with it. Anyhow, I'll figure it out. Don't worry. You'll get your. You're gonna get your drop, miss.
Thank you very much.
Anyhow.
But I don't know. But you know what? Who knows at this point? Knowing them, possibly.
Who knows? It's all good.
But since we're back, we are going to chat about something that's been going on with us this week. Well, that goes on with us pretty much every day. But our mental health.
How are you doing in your mental health escapade?
Oh my God.
Yeah. You're the one who said you didn't want the J word, so I'm not using the J word.
I mean, I just need there to be a little bit of variety.
Okay, so how's your mental health safari going?
Okay. Well, this week I will say things were. I don't know. I was feeling very, very tired this week. Like we're recording on Monday instead of our usual Friday because on Friday, like, I just recognized that I had to take a like mental health break and just like have fun. So we had like game night instead, which is enjoyable.
It was fun. It was a fun game night.
And I just was like really tired and just exhausted. So I'm grateful that today is a day off, so I can go into the week and like, you know, tomorrow it'll be a short week because, you know, you come in when there's a day off and you know, things kind of go really quickly. But I really do feel like I'm just kind of tired, and it's not like I don't feel like my mental health is in like a terrible spot, but I also feel like it could be better.
Yeah.
And I don't know if it's just like work or the fact that we're still in this panacea, on top of like all the other world things that are going on. And I'm just kind of stressed, and I feel like, you know, we don't really have any space to be stressed out as much as we don't have space to like just ground ourselves and like relax. Because I mean, I don't know about you, but I can't, like at work, I can't really relax. Especially because like I'm kind of like I am in a senior role. And we don't have a big team, so I don't feel like I can ever kind of shut down. Like a little bit, like on the weekends, you know, I'm not keeping as much of an eye on things, but it's still kind of there in the background of my head of like, you know, gotta look for stories, gotta look for content, we gotta look for things, and I just feel like my brain isn't shutting off, and I'm just getting more and more exhausted every week.
Right.
But good news is insurance is fully in.
Yeah.
My therapist sent me some people to go and speak to possibly about medication, so I'm very excited for that. Yeah, I mean, I give it a 5 out of 10. It wasn't not bad, not terrible. Some things I wish could have been a little different, but I'm just looking forward to the time when I can get some rest, because I feel like even when I'm going to bed at like a good time and not like, you know, my usual 1 a.m., if I'm going to bed and getting like 7 to 8 hours of sleep, I don't feel like I'm waking up and being, I'm not rested. Like I'm thinking about work, and I'm literally sleeping and thinking about work. And even when I go on vacation, it's like even then I can't like decompress and take time off, you know?
Because it's like a working vacation. Or they're supposed to be vacations, but they turn into working vacations because you have to sort of have like one foot into the work world.
Yeah. Like it's, you know, I feel like that part is kind of getting to me.
Yeah.
And I don't.
Yeah, sorry. I was gonna say there's less of a demarcation from like what times you're supposed to be working and the times when you're not supposed to be working. Your fun times. You're out of work, out of office times.
Yeah, because it's like, you know, we can schedule a lot of things, but even when I schedule everything, at some point I'm gonna have to go into the social media and put it up. You know, so it's not like I could just set it and forget it. Because even if I set it, I gotta go in there and check comments. You know, like I just feel like I need a social media break.
Yeah.
Not just for work, but just in general. And because I can't take a social media break because I have to look at social media for work. For the thing that pays your bills. Yeah.
And stuff like that.
So I think that is what is been like kind of draining me. But tomorrow, I think I told you I'm going to try to go to a coffee shop and work. Mm-hmm. I'm hoping that that'll give me a little bit of a reprieve. And because I'll be in a coffee shop, I'll have to be aware of like, you know, how much time I can spend on X thing, on like during work. So I'll have to be mindful of that, which hopefully will help me, have more, like, I guess, like a better time management of things I'm doing in the day, and like having less like at home. I feel like things that might take me regular, you know, maybe 30 minutes to an hour, I feel like I'm tacking on an extra 15 minutes to those things just because at home I'm just like, my brain's going around everywhere. Right. Especially not having any medicine. Right. So perhaps like me being outside and knowing like, okay, if I go to this coffee shop, they're going to close by, you know, 6 p.m. So I have to be prepared for that. And then hopefully that will just, you know, give me a little bit of a boost. So we shall see. But enough about me. How are you? How have you been doing?
I've been fine. I'm not gonna lie. I think I'm. Thank you.
You're welcome.
I've been fine. Sorry, that just tickled me. Air horns for me being fine. Yeah,
that's good.
I believe that this will be the last week, or at least because I didn't have therapy because it's Labor Day, right? Mm-hmm. I think I'm gonna go. I was already on a bi-weekly schedule with my previous therapist, and then I switched over to my new therapist, and it's like I'm realizing that I don't need therapy every single week.
Okay, that's great.
There's nothing that doesn't say anything about the therapist or anything like that. It's just that like I find myself recapping very few things as far as like how I'm feeling mental health wise, like out of my week, because I have the tools to handle anything that comes my way.
Well, that's
if
good.
That makes sense. So it's more of like me saying maybe we should check in once. Hell, I would say once every like, if not every 2 weeks, every 3 weeks. Mm-hmm. So I'm gonna have that discussion with my therapist and see if we could do that, get that going.
Well, I think that would be amazing. I mean, you're using the tools that they're giving you. You have this new medication that you said you liked, which is great. Mm-hmm. So I feel like that is something that is a very good thing, and you won't have like the point of going to therapy is so that you can, go there for a length of time, and then you know you're done, you know, or not done, but you know what I mean. Like you're not supposed to be in therapy forever. Yeah. So I think it's if you recognize that like you've
just use it for a checkup.
Yeah, and I think check-ins are good. Those are important, you know, to have, for us to have. So I think that is very good, and I am very proud of you for making all these strides and, you know, graduating, quote unquote, because this is definitely a good thing.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah, and that's everything, at least for what I can see for the mental health check-in.
Oh, that was quick.
I know, right? Because
We've only been talking for 12 minutes. Wow.
What do you mean only?
But I feel like usually when we do this one, it's so long. Like we have so much things to talk about.
I know, but in this, like, I think that's part of the benefits of self-care.
Yep.
Self-care with self-care comes self-awareness and self-realization, not self-therapy, another self-word. Either way, like
self-actualization.
Yeah, I would say self-actualization. We're using the tools that we've been given, and we're accurately like utilizing them. So it's not like we have like a whole ordeal that we need to talk about, like because we're actively utilizing what we know. So that's okay.
Cheers for us.
Yes. Nope. I'm so glad I didn't. It's fine. It's fine.
Well, I'm grateful.
Yes.
To be here with you. And
I'm grateful to be here with you as well.
About our brains, how we're doing. I am happy to say that I am one other thing on my mental health journey, which is not like it's not I don't know, it's not specifically just my mental health, but remember I told you I'm working on a website?
Yes.
So I actually I'm actually like making headway towards that, and I feel like thank you. And I feel like I'm gonna finish it tonight after we're done. Mm-hmm. Like working on it, and so that I can like actually really start moving and grooving on it.
Yeah.
It's like because I feel it's a website it's a blog for neurodivergent people, neurodivergent women, femmes, and marginalized genders of people of color. You can do it. And so I'm glad that I finally am getting this off the ground because I've been talking about it for a while. Mm-hmm. And I have a friend who I've been like trying to partner with for it. So I am looking forward to that.
That's fantastic. That's great. I'm glad that you have I'm glad that this is getting off the ground, and I look forward to the next update for it.
Thank you.
Now, do you want to get into, sort of the...
Am I pressing a button? Or
it'll ultimately be the purple one, but do you want to... Not now, but do you want to get into sort of the things that bothered you this week?
Yes.
I'm going to see if I got that clean, and... That's actually, you know what? If I got it clean, that will be the sound effect as opposed to the thing that it is going to be. Hit that purple.
Bring it! What? We gripe it. We're not griping anywhere else. We gripe it. This safe space for us to share. We gripe it. We ain't griping anywhere else. We gripe it.
So what's getting under your skin this week?
I really want us to have a longer gripe song. I love that song so much.
You want me to do like one with verses?
I'm gonna do I want to do a verse after. You do the
Made me mad.
Yep, I'm gonna do it.
These things made me real sad, really upset. Upset.
All right, so I went first the last time. You tell me what was pissing you off.
How do you remember that?
I meant like in the last segment. I don't know about.
Oh, okay.
Just in general.
Cause I'm about to say like
I have a few gripes.
Okay.
So you can go first.
But that's the thing. That the reason why I wanted you to go first is because like I think nothing really is making me upset this week.
Okay.
Like or at the very least, I'd have to like think about a little bit more. I need a little bit more time to think about it.
Okay, all right.
But this was like a very, if I'm being honest with you, this was a very like chill kind of week. So like there wasn't, at least for me, like maybe it was because of the thing that I'm gonna talk about in the thing that made me happy. That's why I wasn't really paying too close of attention. But you know what? Fine. I'll say this. To one individual, I'm not gonna say your name. Once again, you put me in a very weird position, individual, because, and I'm not, I'm gonna leave this, I'm gonna leave this as vague as possible while being like as specific as possible.
I feel like you don't need to worry about this. This is something that I feel like you are going to stress yourself out over it. You don't need to, because it has nothing to do with you.
Okay. Well, what I will say is this, my friend. Thank you for doing the thing that you did at the very last minute, because hopefully now I'm going to say that I'm going to have to remove myself, and I'm not involved in whatever the process will be.
Yes.
Whatever the process will be is whatever it will be. I have no influence over it. I'm not putting any, I'm not putting any stank in there, or like I'm not putting any stakes in there, and I'm not like I'm not like giving credence or anything like that. But boy, oh boy, yeah, kind of fucked me a little bit. Anyhow, but that's as vague as I could possibly make it. Anyhow, continue.
But this is one thing I would think you should think about.
Mm-hmm.
Did you tell this person that?
Did I give them the information while I was intoxicated on a?
No. Did you give them information as to why they shouldn't do the thing that they did?
I wasn't thinking that they didn't.
So then this is like you can't. I mean, I'm not going to say you can't have feelings.
Is this your version of chickens coming home to roost?
I'm not saying you can't have feelings. I just think that you might be.
I didn't think he'd do it.
I think that you are getting upset with them over something that is.
Are you saying that I have a one-sided beef?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because they didn't do anything to you, and also they didn't know the background of why they shouldn't do this thing. So I think maybe you should just give them a break. They're not doing anything against you.
All right, fine. Well,
but I understand you're having possible anxiety because of how things worked out in the past, and I understand that because it is, being in the middle of things can be extremely obnoxious.
Yeah.
But I think that if you spoke to them about it versus holding in that frustration, you might come to a different common path.
And for the listeners who want to know exactly what I'm referring to, don't worry, I'm never going to tell you. Maybe because it involves anyhow.
You don't have to say those things. I feel like you want people to know.
Come on, man.
Anyway, okay.
Yeah.
Moving on to my grinds. Okay, so I have a few different grinds. They're gonna be kind of all over the place, so stick with me. 1, Balenciaga. Fuck you. They have.
What did they do?
Created some sweatpants, and this is from someone on TikTok at Mr. 200M _. Mm-hmm. It's like Mr. Zoom, maybe, perhaps, I don't know, but they took a video of this pair of sweatpants at the Balenciaga store, I guess, and they look like regular gray sweatpants, and then at the top they have boxer briefs, and I'm gonna send it to you so you can see it. And it's literally like, how like dudes in the hood or whatever, in general, black guys or other people, but like it looks very much like the styles that black men specifically, and other brown people, that it's like sagging pants where your underwear is showing.
So it's not really boxers underneath these sweatpants.
They've just gentrified the fuck out of a style that has been completely vilified in media and in like everywhere, and like by black people, white people, and all the people. Like, you see someone sagging their pants and it's like, oh, they're a hoodlum, but you're gonna sell them Balenciaga for however many $100,000s of dollars they're probably going for. So fuck you. And I'm just tired. I'm tired of white people being assholes.
I feel like I was just I was just talking to either you or somebody today, where I was just like, am I getting old because I don't like that? I don't like just like
Sagging pants.
Not sack. Ugh, that sound like a certain other creep. But no, like I don't like I don't like it. Like
What? What are you?
I don't like
specific?
sweatpants. Like, cause I don't like the sweatpants and the underwear being shown. You know
I mean,
what I mean?
I could personally, I personally don't like,
At least for me, it just doesn't seem all that comfortable walking.
it is not comfortable. I can't imagine it being comfortable. Your pants sagging is not comfortable to walk for me personally. And there's always so many different reasons as to why. I remember when I was little, my mom said it was because, men in the jails couldn't have belts, and then they came out and they came home, and then it became a fashion. I have no clue if that's real or not or true.
And
But it was always seen as both in our community and in the mainstream community as like this was something you shouldn't do. There was so many respectability politics around it.
yeah.
Now, of course, you have everyone sagging regardless of their color and economic status. Do I personally want to see someone's underwear when they're walking? No, half the time. And this is the crazy thing. Half the time they're usually not wearing underwear that's cute, right? And the crazy thing about these Balenciaga pants is they're
the ugliest.
they're using the
sweatpants
red
and
boxer, like the red checkered plaid pattern boxers that like every dude seems to have, like that. The Hanes that are cheap that you just get them, and like these are very much.
I feel like that should make you even more mad, right?
That makes me even more pissed off. That it's not even like you're just doing underwear. They're not using, Balenciaga briefs and so in the men, they're using the style that you'll see, like, not obviously every black dude that's wearing saggy pants isn't wearing these underwear, but we know this look.
Yeah, we've seen this look.
We know this look, and that's pissing me off. White people, stop it.
Yeah, knock it off, Balenciaga.
More white nonsense.
Nah.
Okay. We're moving on to white nonsense. More white nonsense.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to read you this whole entire thread, but it's Am I the Asshole?
Mm-hmm.
Basically, this man who's 32, he is married to a white man, 32, is married to a black woman, 31. They have a child that he calls Gracie in the Am I the Asshole post.
Wait, white man married to a black woman?
Yes.
Okay, just clarifying.
So, this is the star. This is the, I'm just going to try to run through the beginning for you. Mm-hmm. I have a 4-year-old daughter. Let's call her Gracie. Gracie is half black. First of all, I hate when people say that people are half something. No one is half anything. You're just black and white and you're a full person, but whatever. I have a 4-year-old daughter. Let's call her Gracie. Gracie's half black. Her mother being African American. Her mother always handles all of Gracie's hair care and taught me how to do simple styles, but even those quote-unquote simple styles were difficult. My wife ended up going on vacation with her friends to celebrate her friend's birthday, and my mother came over to visit. I hadn't done Gracie's hair in a few days, so it became nappy, which, first of all, white man, you're not allowed to call your daughter's hair nappy.
You don't call your daughter's hair nappy, bruh. You are the asshole. Already you're the asshole.
So it became nappy and unmanageable.
You might need to get child services involved.
When I tried to comb her hair, the comb broke. My mother said that I should get my daughter a perm so her hair would be more manageable, so I took her to a salon and got it permed. My wife got home when she saw our daughter, 4 years old, remember, 4 years old. She was livid. She screamed at me and then at my mother for even suggesting that, but I think she's overreacting because it's just hair. Then she brought up our wedding. My mother had tried to get my wife to straighten her hair for the wedding, but my wife refused because she wanted her natural hair on her wedding day so she could be as natural as possible. My mother often comments on my wife and daughter's hair, and I agree with my mother, but now my wife's telling me that perms chemically burn and damage hair to change the texture, and that I damaged our daughter's hair. Now she's thinking of getting our daughter's hair cut so her hair can heal from the damages, but I still think she's overreacting. Besides, I don't want my daughter's hair to be cut. She looks so cute now. Am I the asshole for straightening my daughter's hair without my wife's permission, even though Gracie is my daughter too?
Yes. Yes, you are.
Now,
you're a big ass asshole.
That was like, yes, you're the asshole. But then the person put in like a bunch of edits And I will say, in the edits, he came to the realization that, like, he was the asshole and he had been doing a disservice and was being racist along with his mother. But I want to tell you some of the things that
The comments. Oh, tell me.
his mother has said. So, he said that after hearing my wife's conversation about me and my mother, I realized that my mother's a bully and I'm just a drone follower. My mother constantly picked on my wife and I just stood by and blindly agreed because she's my mom. But that woman who I married is my wife and I should have protected her from my own ignorance and my mother's ignorance. Then he's talking about his mother now.
Why does this sound familiar?
Hell, my mother said so many cool things I didn't think twice of until reading these comments. She'd always make sure my daughter didn't play outside when she'd go over her house because she didn't want her to be darker like her mother. And that comment made me uncomfortable, but I took it as a weird joke. Another comment, he said that he called his mother and that when he was talking to her, his mother was livid because he was telling her that they were going to cut the baby's hair if she wanted it. She freaked out on me and threatened to call CPS when I told her I didn't want her coming around my wife and daughter and refused to even try understanding what we did wrong. Then I mentioned the damage that the perm could cause to my daughter. And my mother said my wife was being a drama queen. When I told her my daughter might need a haircut, she flipped out and said, I won't let my granddaughter look like a bull dyke. And I was mortified.
Ooh.
This caused a screaming match between the husband and his mother. The wife came in, was like, picked up the phone, said, if you come over here, I'm calling the police. So told her mother-in-law, basically, fuck you. And his final edit, because he like edited about how they talked and da-da-da. Final edit was, my wife and I arranged for our daughter to spend the night at my mother-in-law's house and have couples therapy in the near future. The comment section have certainly given me perspective how horrible my words and actions are. I won't be doing any more replies or edits because it's a throwaway account. My mother has called this house multiple times from my sister's phone. My sister is 25, lives for drama. Joanne the scammer. So now the whole family on my mother's side is blowing up my phone with many mixed opinions, most of which are horrible. It's funny, the only family member whose opinion reflects this comment section's common consensus is the one who was disowned a few months ago. Well, actually, that's not funny. It shows how messed up my family is. Thank you all for your replies. No matter how harsh or mean they might seem, I needed this. Now, this was like, am I the asshole that, yes, it did have a quote-unquote, like, good ending.
Yeah.
But my problem with it is, like, one, don't marry, if you're a white person, don't marry a non-white person and not do all of the necessary reading that you should be doing.
Yeah.
And I think that this is the particular reason why it's not that I'm not attracted to white people, is that I don't want a situation like this happening.
Yeah.
Because you already have to deal, like, I know dating other black people, I'm going to have to probably deal with some kind of internalized anti-blackness, colorism, respectability politics. Like, those are things that you already have, like, a clear understanding of, right? But if I had a child and they're, you know, at their grandma's house and she's talking about, you know, oh, you got some good hair or something like that, I can equip my child with the understanding of, like, why that's wrong and why grandma might be saying these things, et cetera, because that is just a part of our black history, good and bad. These are things we're going to talk about. I don't want to send my child to their grandparents, their aunties, their uncles, and cousins' house and be fearful that they're going to have even more negativity spewed to them, especially from people who don't even understand that it could be happening.
Yeah.
Because not to say that there aren't black people who, you know, are saying wild bullshit and don't seem to understand why it's wrong. But I think that from my experience, it's less likely that I would come across black people who are extremely ignorant. Like, if I'm dating someone, I would be pretty aware if they were like a Candace Owens, right?
Right.
So I could know, all right, this is something that I would have to contend with. Like, I could see that their family is like super conservative, XYZ.
Yeah.
I don't know that if you're white. Like I can't juxtapose or justify what could or couldn't be going on because I'm not white.
Yeah.
Wasn't raised in a white household.
Yeah.
I have only you're the first person I'm seeing from your family. So that means before I could date you seriously, I have to meet your whole side. I got to meet your friends. I got to meet your family because I need to know that I'm not walking into a situation where I'm going to have a mother-in-law telling me to straighten my hair at my wedding or telling my baby not to get too dark. Mm-hmm. Because it's bad enough when you have black people saying that to you, but I think that is it because if a white person's saying that to you, that is like such a complete, you're already othered because you're not white. Mm-hmm. Even if you are white and black, more often than not, you're probably not going to look like any of your white family members. Whereas a black person, obviously, like we are in our families, we are all look like a variety of shades and colors and hair textures, X, Y, Z. You're possibly already gonna have to deal with some sort of imposter syndrome or whatever that comes with being in an interracial marriage, because I feel like that's what happens when you're mixing any two cultures. With my mom being American and my dad being Nigerian, growing up having to figure out how those two things mesh together was sometimes difficult for me. But at the end of the day, at least we were still black, Right. And so I feel like these are things where I'm like, I just can't, I would not, he's lucky she didn't come home and beat his mother's ass because I would have, because that's just a cherry on top. You are not caring about my baby, about her health. All you care about is whether or not she looks white enough for you. And I cannot do it. Like I would even if I said whether or not I would stay with you, I have no clue, but like my child is not going to have anything to do with your side of the family. And that to me, like family is so important to me. That would hurt my heart to not be able to have my child be around their family because it's not going to possibly be a safe psychological space for them. Mm-hmm. And that's just, it's unfortunate, but like this is again, one of the things that white supremacy has fucked up.
Take a drink.
Like it's true.
Fair. That's true.
White supremacy fucks up regular human interaction. You can't even marry someone and just deal with the regular mothers-in-law bullshit of maybe being smothering and like hovering over and wanting to be in the house all the time. Now you gotta wonder, is my mother-in-law gonna be racist to my baby? Like that is just something that I never want to think about. Mm-hmm. I never want to have to worry about. As I said, I am a lazy dater. I don't want to have to go through a whole anti-racism syllabus with your family in order for me to be accepted. If I date a man, I already know that I'm going to have to deal with like possibly having to help unlearn, misogyny and sexism and possibly maybe homophobia or something like that. Is something that I'm going to have to deal with. And that is the cap. I cannot add more to my plate than I already have because there's so many other things that we are in our society unlearning. Mm-hmm. I'm not adding racism onto it.
Okay.
And there was more white nonsense. Mm-hmm. I think I sent it to you.
Yes, you did. You want me to play it?
Yes.
Okay.
So I'm gonna give you.
Yeah. Set it up.
I'm gonna set it up real quick. So Shaquille Brewster, Howard Bison,
H.U.
Mm-hmm. He was in Mississippi reporting on the storm, the Hurricane Ida, and while he was doing the news, this is what happened. So you can play the clip.
Okay. We might need to describe it a little bit while we're playing it, but here we go.
Time in which they can go ahead and survey all the damage. They did get some reports of some down power lines.
He's on the beach. He's talking. He's doing the news. It's raining. It's windy, and he's continuing doing his newscast.
Some trees that have fallen, or at least limbs that have fallen. So they're going to go ahead and do that survey to make sure that they're okay. Craig, I'm going to toss it back to you because we have person who needs a little help right now.
Hey. We're going to check in with Shaq Brewster just to make sure all is well. There's a lot of crazy out there, And Bill Cairns, thank you as well. Again, we'll make sure Shaq's okay, and we'll update you here in just a few moments.
So basically, he was on the beach, and while he was on the beach reporting, a white man had come up to the scene and was like, "Are you guys reporting this correctly?" And was just screaming and being belligerent, and etc. And he comes up to Shaq and is trying to like attack him. And so, Shaq then can't even necessarily defend himself in the way that he might want because he's still on the news. And, being a black man, you can't defend yourself even if someone's attacking you, because now you could get fired. So he had to be, super
professional,
quote unquote professional,
quote unquote, yeah.
And then even
Hard
Craig
quote
Melvin back at the studio had to also kind of switch off, and even though he was worried and everything for Shaq, and it's just like, you can't even just be a black person doing your job because of the fact that white people are gonna white.
Yeah.
And I really wish that we could somehow do some sort of testing, have all these white people just fill out a test. And if you do not pass this test, you're not allowed in regular civilization. You have to go somewhere else. I mean, we just need to do this at this point because I don't feel safe with them in any space, in any time, because they're always on some fuck shit.
I was about to say something, but I was gonna say like even no, never mind. I'm not gonna go there. No, because I was about to say like what you're suggesting is a psyche like kind of like a racial psychiatric
a Rorschach test,
some sort of Rorschach test, some sort of psychiatric test. But I also thought, like, I had in this mind, I was like, well, those security guards at the mall are just cops who failed the psychiatric test. And then the dark thought was, oh, wait, the cops that are fucking up all the shit, they're the ones who passed the psychiatric test? Holy shit. And then that would have gone down some weird wormhole, and I didn't want to distract it. But here we are.
All I have to say is, as Pocahontas' father said, these white men are dangerous.
Yes.
And speaking of dangerous white men, this is my last grinding. So I don't know. Have you heard about what was going on in Texas with the abortion ban?
Yes.
Okay, so in case you were unaware, a new law went into effect in Texas that bans abortions after about 6 weeks of pregnancy. Which is crazy because you might not even know that you're pregnant at that time. It bans abortion as soon as cardiac activity is detectable. And it's just, again, another way for white people to be white and terrible. For whatever the reasons why they want to push this ban, whether it's because of religious dogma, or the fact that there's not enough white people in America anymore, and they're trying to force white women to have babies, or white people to have babies. At the end of the day, I'm sick of it. Like, I'm sick of the white women who voted against our sovereignty and our democracy because of the whiteness. I'm sick of white men who are still trying to have this whole manifest destiny. I'm white and right, and you guys all need to listen to what I'm saying regardless. Like, I'm sick of them. And people keep talking about how, oh, this is like the Taliban, they're the American Taliban. No, they are white people being white. The KKK has been terrorizing us for how long? When did Reconstruction start? Like, this is centuries of anarchy and trials and tribulations because of the fact that white men are dangerous. White people are dangerous because all the white people who will vote for their whiteness and to uphold white supremacy versus ensuring that everybody is able to live a free and equitable life is why we are here now. Because it is not just like didn't find out until after this law went into effect that in Islam and in Judaism, abortion is allowed. Because a lot of people with vaginas from those different religions were talking about how this is American extremism or American evangelical extremism that is imposing their religious beliefs on others because and that was something that I was like, oh wow, I never even thought about that. I figured because Abrahamic religions have a lot of similarities that they would probably have something similar. But that's not the case. In Judaism, it's the mother who is seen as the most important. If she needs to have an abortion for whatever the reason, it's like, look, we can save her. She can have another baby at another time, but like she's the most important. And that is like totally devoid in our extreme evangelical Christians who just want what they view is the right way in the Bible. And I'm just sick of it. I'm tired. I'm tired of having to fight and argue with people who are nonsensical. And I'm ready for the aliens to come and swoop me up. So, as long as they're not like we've already talked about the type of aliens that I'm going to go with.
Yes, we have.
So when they come, I will be ready.
Right.
Because at this point, my 2020 to 2021 bingo card is just being checked off right and left, and not really sure what else to do from here. Just besides stay prayed up.
I understand.
And that's all.
Yeah,
okay, those are all my grinds.
Yeah, I figured out what my grind is. My grind is I am really, really ready to live by myself and live alone. If I live in between, I live with roommates, and my bedroom is in between like the kitchen and a roommate's room. Boy, oh boy, if you leave out of your room with something, make sure that you got it. Make sure you got everything that you need from your room so that you're not walking back and forth and back and forth and back and forth and back and forth and back and then back and forth and back again. Because boy, oh boy, it's like I don't know what is going on. I don't even want to hazard a guess, but it's very... I'm very much aware of all of the walking that's going on in the hallway, and I'm saying it reminds me of when my mom would
tell you to either stay inside or stay outside.
No, it would be when like we're about to leave and she would forget something. She would tell me to go upstairs and go get it for her, and then I'd come down. She's like, "Oh man, I forgot. Go grab this other thing again." And I'm like, I don't want to do that. And I'm like, why didn't you do your wallet, purse, keys, check? Why didn't you do all of that before, or whatever the fuck it is that you're doing? So knock it off, dude. Knock it off. Anyhow, that's it for my grind.
Well, I know that you're gonna get a new place all by yourself
soon.
ASAP.
Yes, very, very soon.
All right, that's all I got.
That's all I got too. You want to talk about something that's like actually like happy?
Oh right,
that makes
I forgot that's part. Oh wait, okay, wait. Sorry, one more thing.
Okay,
this is the last one.
What's up,
Deion Cole? You need to figure your shit out. Because this fat phobia on your page is really obnoxious. I don't know if you've been seeing those videos of the women getting those like erotic massages by the men, and it's like all sensual and stuff. So you see them around. They've been like making their rounds again, as they usually do on the internet, and usually they're like more petite women or whatever, slim thicks. And this woman is, he posted up a woman who like is definitely, I would not call her chubby. She's like a thick woman. And he put up a post, and the caption's like, "This beautiful freezer peanut butter, like, oh, we've been giving out massages. Well, come on with it." Oh, I can't even read the caption because this doesn't really make any sense. But he basically is saying that she's bigger, So the guy who's doing the video, who had also done a previous video with like a smaller girl, that he wasn't prepared to be massaging her and lifting her up because he was struggling because she was bigger. And then the people in the some of the people in the comments, what was his name? He called one of the men called her Bertha, and I was just like, "Are you kidding me?" Like, I don't understand why men have to be assholes.
Wait,
it's a beautiful black woman. All you had to do was say, "This is a beautiful black woman. I like watching her get massaged or whatever." But like inviting people.
Wait. So was the comment that the dude? Wait. So Dion Cole commented that the dude wasn't ready to actually do a good massage for the black woman, or was he actually saying that the black woman? What was he saying? What is this? What? I'm sorry. Like I'm trying to understand and wrap my head around.
Posted a video of the thicker girl.
Of the thicker girl getting a massage.
And he was making a joke that the guy was gonna have more difficult time giving her a massage because she's bigger than the other girls that he has posted up, and that he wasn't prepared because she was thicker than the women he had been before.
Gotcha.
And that
Okay.
just pissed me off. That was it.
Gotcha.
Last one.
Okay. All right. I understand. Okay. Now, do you want to talk about some happy?
Yes, I'm sure there are some happy things that I could talk about.
I'm the baby merchant. Tots are us. I give you all the service and no damn fuss. Give the baby merchant just a week or two. I'll have your baby for you.
Yeah.
All right.
This is the thing. This is the section of the podcast where we talk about the things that made us happy this week. And if it's okay for me to go first,
yes.
Yeah, I got a promotion this week. Fantastic. In addition to that promotion, which a long time coming, quite frankly.
You've been doing a great job.
I've been doing a great job, and it's been long time coming. In addition to that, oh my goodness. Speaking of, but no. No, promotion wise, that was the big thing that happened to me this week. In addition to that, I got to watch All Out on pay-per-view with a couple of my friends. Shout out to Sam and Lawson. Shout out to the both of y'all for coming with me to DDT, the wrestling themed bar that is near me. That way we got a chance to watch this big, momentous fucking pay-per-view that this is a wrestling thing. And it was so much fun. I had so much fun watching it, seeing CM Punk wrestle for the first time in 7 years. That was the cherry on top of a week in which I got a promotion and means more monies, and I can actually afford to live by myself, and I'm going to be saving for the next the next couple months. So now this is a timer for when I move into my own place.
I'm very proud of you. You've been working really hard, and you deserve it.
Nice.
Well, what brought me happy joy this week is, well, I told you my sister moved in. I got to bring her to school for her orientation. She starts officially next week, so I'm really excited for her. And, she's moved in. Things have been going well. So that made me happy. And then also, I got to see one of my best friends that I haven't seen since the beginning of the pandemic. Yeah, I haven't seen her since the pandemic started. So we went for brunch. We got some souffle pancakes, which were delicious. We went out. We hung out. Like, it was a good weekend of being able to be around people I love. I also had fun on game night. That was really enjoyable.
I lost at Jenga. I lost at Jenga, by the way.
Yes, you did.
Very nice. But it was so much fun. It was a lot of fun.
Time.
Yeah.
We haven't done game night in a long time. So yeah, those things, baby boy.
Those things, baby boy.
gave me joy.
Give you joy, baby, wash away and pain. I love me some Mary J. Blige. Shout out to Mary J. Blige. Just randomly. Anyhow.
We still have to watch her documentary.
Right? Is that the one on Amazon Prime? Or
so.
that's on
Everyone
something
says it's
else?
really good.
Yeah. That's the next thing. That's the next thing that we're gonna watch for the
Watch out now.
Watch out now for Okay. That is if that's everything, then that's everything. Okay.
Deuces.
Shall we leave it and we'll see you on the next go round of the Black and Sturdy podcast. Bye. Thanks for listening to the show. If you'd like to contact the podcast, you can reach us via email at blackandsnerdypodcast@gmail.com. You can also find us on Instagram and TikTok at Black and Snurdy Podcast, as well as on Twitter at Black and Snurdy. You can find me, Maurice, on all social media under the handle Licorice is Legit. That's LICORISH is legit.
And you can find me on Instagram. It's That's OD, THATSOD.E. And on Twitter, THATSOD_E. And don't forget to like, rate, and subscribe to us. Tune in next time to the Black and Sturdy Podcast, where nerds of a feather flock together.
Remember?
Bye.
Boy.
Not yet.
No, this is keeping it. We're keeping this in. Don't forget to take your meds and your subs and drink water. Bye.
Bye.
I actually want to keep that.